Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to rank all of my cream bronzers because I have accumulated a lot recently. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Okay, so I know I did about 5 months ago, I did a cream bronzer ranking. But now looking at my collection, I have 10 cream bronzers, which is a lot. Nobody should have 10, and most of them were acquired this year. So I realized I'm definitely going through a thing with cream bronzers, but I thought I would rank them all. It's important to know that I really do I love all of these. I really do. But I really want to share with you which ones I think are really, really worth it. So let's just hop right into it. Coming in number 10, I have decided to put the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. This is not a bad product. The only reason I rank this one lower, so this is the shade Light. So it's definitely sitting a little bit more on the neutral side of things. It's going to be really, really great for sculpting and shaping the face. The thing that I don't like about this is that it is really hard to blend out, in my opinion. It just takes way too long. I would not recommend applying it directly to the face because blending it out is just a nightmare. I would definitely recommend, if you want this, to take the product off a brush and apply to the skin. Even when I do that, I still find it takes a little bit longer than some others to blend. That being said, this does last a really long time. This is the one you're going to want if you want your cream bronzer to stay put, not go anywhere, and you need it to last a really long time. This is a great one for that. I don't love it personally. And on the bottom, it also comes with this little brush that's supposed to help blend it out. I don't think it does. I think it makes it really difficult, if anything. So this just is my least favorite. I don't hate it, but it's my least favorite that I have. Okay, coming in at number 9, and keep in mind, I pretty much love all of these cream bronzers, except for the Makeup by Mario, so just know that. But coming in at number 9 is a pretty new cream bronzer, and this is from LYS, and this is their No Limits bronzer stick. I have the shade Motivate. I have the same shade in the powder bronzer, and I think the packaging is really pretty. I do think that you do have to be a little bit careful, at least until you get this used up a little bit, to not wreck the product when you put the lid on. The only thing I don't like about this, and this shade is quite nice, it's quite neutral as well, it's just so very pigmented. It is so easy to go so overboard with this, and for that reason I am ranking it a little bit lower. I also subtracted points for the packaging flaw. I do think it's beautiful though. And the tone, the shade, very, very beautiful, really pretty to use. I would highly recommend taking this one with a brush though. Just take it off the stick with a brush and then apply, and it will blend out much, much quicker and easier than the Makeup by Mario. Just know it's very, very pigmented, so it is easy to go overboard with this one. Okay, coming at number 8, and I had a hard time deciding whether this one should be number 8 or number 9, but this is the Persona Bronze Multi-Stick in the shade Dune. So I do like this one. It's another one I really like. The packaging is probably my least favorite out of all of these. This is the shade, so it's definitely pulling a little bit more warm. This is a very creamy, very emollient cream bronzer, so it is very, very easy to blend out. The thing is that it's so easy to blend out that it almost blends away. So one thing for me is when I'm looking for a cream bronzer, I am looking for one that has some pigment to it, is not going to be orange, but is also easy to blend out, but that's not going to instantly blend away. And I know that's very picky, but that's my preference. And this one just blends away. It is easy to blend it away. So for that reason, I did put this one lower on my rankings. And I also deducted points again for the packaging. I just think this is the packaging just feels very inexpensive, especially compared to the LYS, and I'm pretty sure the Persona is similar in price. So I mean, this is clearly much prettier, but I like that this one blends out and isn't quite as overly pigmented as the LYS. I just think the packaging is a little cheap. That's all. Coming at number 7 is a cream bronzer that could be argued as not a cream bronzer. You probably already know where I'm going with this. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. So he does not call this a cream bronzer, but for marketing purposes, he says to put this around the perimeters of the face where you would like to add warmth. That's a bronzer. But anyways, this is a really nice product. This is very, very sheer compared to the other ones we're talking about, but because it's not technically a bronzer, I didn't deduct points for that. But I kind of like how sheer this is, especially for an everyday wear. Like if you're just putting on a skin tint and running out the door, but you just want to add a little bit of warmth to the skin, that's exactly what this was created for. And it's beautiful. It's so easy to blend out. It melts into the skin. It looks very, very natural. So I do really enjoy this. I think this is beautiful. The Skin Perfector, I don't like nearly as much. This I love, and I think this is a really great addition to my collection. Again, I have a ton of very, very pigmented bronzers, but this is not marketed to be a bronzer, but that's how I use it. But it also doesn't claim to be super pigmented. It just claims to add warmth to the skin, and it does that in such a beautiful way. I love the level of pigmentation that it has because it is perfect for those lighter days where you want to add warmth to the skin, but you don't want that super in your face, hey, I'm wearing bronzer kind of look. I really do enjoy this, and I think it's really beautiful. Okay, coming at number 6 is the cream bronzer that got me into cream bronzers. So this is from Kaja, and this is part of their Butter Up Play Bento Blush and Bronzer Stack. So this is the one that got me interested. So this also has a highlight and a blush, but we're not talking about those. The bronzer on this one is nice. It's pigmented, it's pretty. It kind of felt a little bit dry, honestly, today, but it's swatching perfectly. This is a beautiful, beautiful cream bronzer. I do wish they offered it on its own as opposed to just their stacks, but their stacks are becoming pretty popular, so I understand why they do that. I think the tone of this one is really nice. I think it looks really nice on my skin. It's easy to blend out. Again, from this point on, I pretty much love every single thing I'm about to talk about, but this is the one that really sparked my love for cream bronzers, which I had previously sort of been afraid of. So this one is number 6. Coming in number 5 is another one that really, really drilled home my love for cream bronzers. And this is Huda Beauty, and this is the Tan Tour in the shade Fair. This one is very pigmented. This is another one that has been very well known and loved for a lot of years now. It's very, very creamy, very pigmented, and this shade is definitely more neutral. I feel like it leans a little bit cool. This is like your perfect bronzer type cream bronzer. It's definitely going to really help you sculpt the face if that's what you're going for. It's easy to work with. It is super long wearing. So if you're looking for something that's long wearing but also easy to blend out, I would highly recommend the Tan Tour. I think this is great for that. I think this has really stood the test of time. I don't hear it talked about as much, but also in 2022 there have been a ton of cream bronzers released, so I think that does kind of slow down how much we're talking about these. But this is still a really, really great product. It still deserves a ton of hype because it is really good. So really love this. Coming in at number 4 is a product that I thought was the be-all end-all. It was it for me at the beginning of the year. This is the Rare Beauty Warm Wishes Bronzer Stick in the shade Power Boost. So these I believe were released on Boxing Day, so the day after Christmas, and I ordered them right away. I ordered Power Boost because I thought it was the lightest shade, and it is pretty, but it is a little bit too warm, which is kind of why it fell down in my ranking. I still super love this. This is so easy to blend out. It's very emollient, but it is that perfect middle ground that I've been talking about where it's super blendable, super easy to work with, but it doesn't just instantly blend away. It looks so pretty on the skin. The only thing is the shade for me that I don't super love. I kind of wish I'd gotten a different shade, maybe a more cooler shade. I'm still debating on that. But the packaging is beautiful. I love the way it feels in the hand. So if you are looking for a cream bronzer, I would highly, highly recommend the Rare Beauty stick. It's very convenient. It's super easy to use, super easy to work with. It blends out easy, but it doesn't instantly blend away. It's pigmented, but not so pigmented that you need to be intimidated by it. I love this one. Coming at number 3 is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. So this is one that came out quite recently. The packaging is beautiful. It's a massive, massive compact. This is Charlotte's first cream bronzer as well, and it is so nice. I do think this shade in particular, this is the shade Fair, it's a lot cooler than the other shades in the line. On me, it looks pretty neutral. I can use it, for me it's like the perfect bronzer, to be honest, much like the Huda, but this is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. This has like a moussey consistency to it. Like it's creamy and it's thick, but it's almost got that moussiness to it. And so when I swatch it out, it does look very, very cool. But when blended out on the skin, it gives so much shape to the skin. It looks really pretty. I can definitely use it as a bronzer, but I prefer it to be more of that bronzer contour kind of shade just because it does lean more cool. But I love the texture of this one, the texture, the consistency. I love this. It is super expensive though. It is Charlotte Tilbury, but I'm a big fan of her products. You guys probably know that if you're familiar with my channel. So it's not surprising that this is in my top 3, but I do think this is really, really wonderful. Okay, my top 2 have been competing with each other for a while. So in my number 2 spot, I chose to put the Nars bronzing cream in this shade Laguna 01. So the packaging on this is gorgeous. And these were released last year, and there was only a couple of shades, and they were limited edition for summer. But they were incredibly popular, so they re-released an entire range. This is such a good cream bronzer. It meets all my typical criteria: pigmented, blendable, easy to work with, looks pretty on the skin, lasts a long time, and I really do love this one. My hand is getting really quite a bronze to it. That's the shade. It's beautiful. It's creamy, but it's almost got like this cream to powder kind of feel about it, which I really, really like. So I've been enjoying that quite a bit. I love using this cream bronzer with my e.l.f. Putty Primer brush. I really like that. This is just really beautiful. It's fun to use every day. I really like reaching for it. Huge favorite of mine, but the one that I still cannot get enough of is from Saie, and this is their Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer in the shade Light Bronze. This is my baby. This is my favorite one, and the packaging, it's nice, it's sleek. You get a ton of product in here. Actually, compared to the Nars, okay, so with the Nars you get 0.67 ounces, and with the Saie you get 1 ounce. So you get a lot more product in the Saie. It is, I believe these were both $50, but you get a lot more product. So this is what it looks like. So as you can see, it is more of a sheer formula, but it's that beautiful, easy to blend out, beautiful sun-kissed kind of look. It's definitely more warm than some of my others, but it is just that beautiful, beautiful sun-kissed bronze kind of look. It looks pretty natural on the skin if you want it to. It blends out so easily, but it doesn't blend away. It's easy to work with. I love this type of pot format for bronzer, and I just love the way this looks on the skin. It just adds the exact right amount of warmth. I love this. I love putting it on my skin. It's just really, really enjoyable to use. I love that it is toward that more sheer side because I don't always want that super, super heavily pigmented bronze, but this packs just the right amount of pigment for me. This is what I would recommend to somebody who is new to makeup or just new to cream makeup and looking for a good cream bronzer that is easy to use, easy to blend, looks beautiful on the skin, is really effortless, and is essentially mistake proof. This is what I would recommend, and for that reason I definitely had to place this one at my number 1 spot. I absolutely love this cream bronzer. This is my favorite. But that is it for me today. This video was significantly lengthy than the last time I had to rank my cream bronzers. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know down below, what are your favorite cream bronzers? Somebody on my Instagram commented that I should try the one from Be Perfect, so I'm very curious about that. I am hoping to do that at some point, but I'm also trying not to buy a lot of bronzer right now. But that is it for me today. Thank you so very much for watching. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. And again, that's it for me today. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!